Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from the Washington Examiner. Now this was published on February 18th. And, you know, even though this is going to be a couple days in type of thing, it's pretty relevant here. I mean, if you look, you had this article from Time. Okay, now this was also published on February 18th. All right. Hate crimes against Asian Americans are on the rise. Many say more policing isn't the answer. Do you want to know why they say more policing isn't the answer? Because their little narrative that they've been pushing, the left, okay, that it's evil white supremacists that are attacking Asians is complete and total bullshit. It's the evil white supremacists. No, it isn't. Okay? All right? And I love this. You know, the response of the Washington Examiner to Time is bullshit. Combat the surge in attacks on Asian Americans with more police. But see, if they do that, then they're going to have crime statistics. And those crime statistics are going to show that their white supremacist narrative is just complete bullshit. And they know this. You see, these Asians being attacked creates a good narrative for them if they ignore key facts. They don't care about facts. They care about narratives. So, like I said, this was published on February 18th. It's written by Eddie Scary, okay, who's a commentary writer. Just who is attacking Asian Americans. CNN ran no less than, a little exaggeration here, less than 3 gazillion segments about a supposed surge in violence against Asian Americans this week. But there was something really strange about each one. Though the anchors and reporters were careful to note the race of the victims, they studiously avoided saying even a word about the race of the attackers. Why? Because the narrative, again, is evil white supremacists, evil white Trump supporters. Half the country are Yahtzee racists. And the attackers don't exactly fit that narrative. They really don't. Schadenfreude, or however you say it. Oh, it's so sweet watching this. Because they're tap dancing with this one. Because they know they're screwed if the facts actually get out there. It's not really that strange. It's because the suspects seen on video in each of the attacks were black. Do you think CNN might have showed more urgency in identifying their race had they been white? I do. Well, I do too. I mean, anyone would who's got half a fucking brain. Hell, JoJo the Idiot Circus Boy. Now, he's one of my favorite references because he's a dumb kid. I mean, he's inbred circus folk. All right? And even he can figure this one out. During one of the segments that aired Wednesday on New Day, correspondent Kyun La had nearly nothing to say about any of the suspects who were seen on video violently shoving elderly people to the ground and robbing convenience stores. But she did reserve a few words about one man in particular because he invoked President Trump. That man was a self-described alcoholic from the United Kingdom who did not physically attack anyone, though he did insult a group of nearby restaurant patrons as fucking Asian pieces of shit, quote unquote. I have to put that in because, oh no, the YouTube algorithms might get upset. Oh, we live in a world of retardation. We truly do at this point. But, yes, of course, got to pull out one person out there, you know. And the funny thing is, all right, even though the narrative doesn't match what's going on and can easily be shown that it doesn't, they ran with this. This is how stupid they think people are. They ran with this narrative of, oh, they're getting attacked by evil white people. When the evidence shows the people attacking these Asians sure as shit aren't white. I mean, it's so sad. And then they hold up this guy, a drunk alcoholic from the UK, you know, as the poster child for the white supremacists because he invoked Trump's name. Or quote unquote invoked the president, you know, President Trump. Anyway, but there were other clips. The first one involved Visha. I'm going to butcher this last name. I tried to say this when I was reading it the first time, like physically tried to say it, and I went, oh God, I'm going to screw this up. Ratana Pakadi. That's probably the closest I'm going to get. An 84-year-old San Francisco man of Thai descent who was on his routine morning walk in late January when a man in a hoodie charged in his direction and shoved him to the ground. Ratana Pakadi was hospitalized and died 2 days later. Police have identified and charged 19-year-old Antoine Watson for the crime. Watson was pleaded not guilty as black. And I'm sure he's going to probably say, oh, he's suppressed. And I'm surprised Black Lives Matters aren't marching and saying, well, this was systematic racism. What he did was because of evil white racists. I mean, they're getting ridiculous in their claims. I mean, I'm surprised they ain't trying to claim that with him. Because they always go for the criminals when they go and they create their poster children. Another clip from late January showed the assault of a 91-year-old man in the Chinatown section of Oakland, California. A man walking up behind him in a hoodie and uses wow, there's proofread this shit. A man walking up behind him in a hoodie and uses. Okay, that makes no sense. So we're gonna try to rephrase this here as close to what it should be. A man walking up behind him in a hoodie uses both arms to push the unsuspecting victim to the ground before the assailant walks away. Police have since identified 28-year-old Yahya Muslim as the perpetrator and linked him to similar attacks of 2 other elderly people from the same day. Muslim is black. Yes, see, it doesn't fit the narrative. You know, in 2 seconds flat, if this was white people doing it, they would be, putting them there. They'd be, doxing them. They'd be doing all this shady fucking shit. Well, don't get me wrong. These people should be brought to justice, but doxing, obviously, I'm not for. But they would be calling that justice, was my point, okay? Demanding these people get doxed. They get fired. They get all this stuff done to them. But because the narrative doesn't fit, they don't do this with these black people attacking Asians. Because, it's evil white supremacists. Sorry, it isn't. The CNN package aired another 2 incidents of violent or aggressive behavior against Asian Americans, and in both, the aggressors were black. Yeah, but yet it's evil white supremacists. That's got to be old at this point. I mean, you just got to laugh at it. I hate to say, but it's the idea of crying wolf. They're going to keep going evil white supremacist, evil white supremacist, evil white supremacist. And the one time they actually find an evil white supremacist, okay, committing a hate crime or however you want to phrase it, an assault on a non-white, however you want to look at it, people are just going to go, yeah, right, and tune the fuck out. Because they keep crying wolf. We've been instructed for the last 4 years to be on high alert for more crimes committed by white nationalists. It's fine if we want to name that race, but since we're on the subject of Asian Americans, how about CNN name the race of their attackers? Yeah, pretty fair assessment there. But see, then they have this issue, again, doesn't fit their narrative, and they're kind of fucked because, blacks are just victims, according to the low expectation left, even when they're committing crimes. Oh, it's because of whites. That's how they justify black crime, black on black crime. That's evil white supremacists caused the situation for it to happen. But I mean, yeah, exactly. With this situation here, okay? Time magazine, the same people that admitted there was a cabal, a conspiracy with the election to instill the right candidate, okay, is saying here, hate crimes against Asian Americans are on the rise. Many say more policing isn't the answer. Why? Because then again, statistics and everything else. And then it looks like, oh no, the police are targeting black people because they're targeting Asians. Oh, well, white supremacy. I'm surprised they're actually not saying that, because then they could just say it's evil white racist cops, which would fit their narrative. They could be playing this from both angles. But yeah, anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm leaving things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.